Okay, so Sweetheart, which is an LGBT-themed, low-budget, coming-of-age, bittersweet British comedy drama, poignant thing, written and directed by Marley Morrison, won the Audience Award at the Glasgow Film Festival. So Nell Barlow is AJ, April to her mum, who is an awkward teenager who goes on holiday by mistake or, under duress to a holiday camp with her family. She's gay. She's got an Oasis hat, an Oasis haircut, an Oasis attitude. Actually, this is kind of interesting because it sort of fits nicely with the Oasis doc. Her first question when she gets there is, "What's the Wi-Fi code?" She says in voiceover, "Mum says I was supposed to have been a boy called Alan. Life would have been so much easier." She has these kind of eco dreams about going off and making jumpers for elephants. And then she sees the lifeguard, Isla. And she uses this phrase. She says, "I feels like I could stab her in the throat and stem the bleeding at the same time. But girls like her like boys." The film is about a number of things. One of the things is that when you're on holiday, you can be whoever you want. You can reinvent yourself. You can make somebody up. The second thing is that the world of holidays and holiday camps isn't real. The film's got these kind of candy-coloured visuals, the weird unreality of a holiday park, the way it's between worlds, which kind of reminded me of the Claire Oakley film. They've set in the Cornish caravan park Makeup. That similar sense of it's happening between worlds. The mother's played by Jo Hartley, who was the midwife from Prevenge, the Alice Lowe film. That was scored by Toy Drum, as is this, and they do a lovely score for it. Really, really touching and very affecting score. There's a lovely moment at an 80s night with a gag about somebody going as a character from Greece, which is of course set in the 50s, but Greece is 80s. So what I liked about it was I think it's a fairly universal story because it's about that sense that you get, that holidays aren't real. I was reminded watching this, I know this sounds like a strange connection, but of that Slade film, Wishing You Were Here, Same as Every Year, which is actually from the soundtrack of Slade in Flame, which is about a holiday romance. And watching this, it reminded me of that, which I know seems like a strange connection to make with Slade, but I do think Slade are one of the greatest pop groups of all time. Incidentally, Oasis famously admire Slade. So, but I thought that it's a low budget film. It's clearly made with lots of love and lots of heart. And I found it rather charming, and I was, I think that the score does an awful lot to help that. I really like the way it looks. I like the fact that it's got that kind of, it's on the cusp of things. It's coming of age, it's, self-discovery. It's about families and the way in which families bicker and fall out, and but they can still have love at the heart of it. And I do like that kind of the unreal world of the holiday park. The world that is between worlds really worked very well for me. So anyway, it's called Sweetheart, and I think it's a really interesting little film.
As I've doubtless told you before, one of the highlights of spending 3 years at Solihull School in Solihull is the fact that as you walked into the school, you walked past the road in which Dave Hill had a house. And bearing in mind, and this is 1972, 73, it's round about 74. So it's peak Slade time. And everyone was very excited because we would just linger as we went past Dave Hill's house, and I have to say, never saw him once. So maybe he didn't live there at all.